The night swallowed Amaka and Emeka as they run through the forest, guided only by the moonlight. Their breaths came fast, their hearts pounding like the very drum that haunted the land. But no matter how far they run, the echoes followed them, steady, unyielding like footsteps of an unseen pursuer. Back in Umede, Chief Okafor sat alone in his obi, his hand trembling as he poured palm wine into a wooden cup. His eyes were heavy with secrets he had buried for too long. He remembered the night, many years ago when he too had stood before the ancestral drum. He had sworn an oath, not for himself, but for the power and wealth of his lineage. He thought the curse would fade with time, but now it had returned, choosing Obinna as his vessel. Meanwhile, Adora prayed at the family shrine, pouring libations and begging the gods to protect her daughter. But in her heart, she knew something terrible, something even Amaka did not know. The curse of the drum was tied not only to Obinna, but to Amaka herself. In the forest, Emeka led Amaka to the abandoned shrine of Ani, the earth goddess. The place was forbidden, avoided by all villagers after a war long ago, but Emeka believed no one would find them there. As they settled into the shadows, Amaka wept into his chest. Emeka, my life is no longer mine. The drum has chosen its path. No, Amaka, drums may echo, but hearts choose. I choose you, even if I must stand against the ancestors themselves. Before she could reply, a rustle came from the dark. A figure emerged, old, frail, his back bent like a broken tree. It was Edanwosu, his eyes gleaming with strange fire. Children, do you think you can hide from the voices of the past? The drum beats because of you. Your union was never meant to be. Emeka, defiant. Who decides what is meant to be? You, the chiefs, the ancestors, Elder Nwosu, Stanley. The ancestors always decides, and their decision comes with blood. As he raised his staff, the drum beats thundered again, shaking the shrine walls. Amaka cried out, clutching her chest, as a burning mark identical to Obinna's slowly began to form on her arm. Emeka's eyes widened. Amaka, no, no. Elder Mosu grimly. It is as the prophecy says. The daughter of Okafo carries the second mark. Together with the bearer, she will either destroy us all or save us. Amaka collapsed, her eyes rolling back, her body trembling as if possessed. Emeka held her, tears burning his eyes, while Edanwosu whispered chants to calm the spirits. But the ground split open beneath them, and a chilling wind swept through the shrine. A shadowy figure began to rise. It was not flesh and blood, but smoke and fire, shaped like a warrior beating an invisible drum. Voice of the ancestor, the blood of lovers, the price of betrayal. The land will not know peace until the debt is paid. Suddenly, Amaka screamed, and the shadow vanished. Silence fell, broken only by the distant cry of a night owl. Aldamoso sank to his knees. You must leave this place. Go north, beyond the hills of Udi. There lives the only one who knows how to break the curse. The blind seer, Dibia Okonkwo. But beware, Obinna haunts you even now. Back in the village, Obinna stood before the council, his hand resting on the hilt of his machete. His voice was calm, but his eyes glowed with unnatural fire. The girl runs, but she cannot hide. The drum has chosen me, and through me, Umede will rise to power that no clan has ever known. Those who resist will fall, even Chifoka for himself. The elders exchanged uneasy glances, but fear sealed their lips. For behind Obinna's words was something greater, an unseen force that promised death to anyone who stood against him. Chief Okafor felt his heart sink. He knew then that his daughter's fate was tied to a war he had helped create long ago. 3 nights later, Emeka and Amaka journeyed through the forest, hiding from hunters sent by Obinna. Each night the drumbeat followed them, sometimes near, sometimes far, but never silent. Amaka's arm burned with the mark, and visions haunted her spirit. Visions of blood, visions of fire, of her father kneeling before the drum. One night, as they camped near a waterfall, Emeka turned to her. If we do not return, if the curse consumes us, at least let it be said we tried. Let it be said we loved. Amaka whispering, and if love itself is the curse. Before he could answer, spears flew from the shadows. Warriors leaped into the clearing, led by none other than Obinna. His eyes gleamed with triumph as he stepped forward. Do you think you could run forever? The drum has called you, Amaka, and when you stand beside me, the world will tremble. Emeka drew his machete, standing between them, over my dead body. The clash was swift and brutal. Steel struck steel, sparks flying under the moonlight. Emeka fought with desperation, every swing fueled by love, while Obinna moved with unnatural strength, his every strike echoing the drumbeat itself. Amaka screamed as the fight raged, torn between the two men, torn between destiny and desire. But then, something strange happened. The drum beat shifted. It grew louder, fiercer, but this time it did not echo Obinna's strikes. It echoed Emeka's heartbeat. With each thump of his chest, the ancestral drum rolled, drowning out even the clash of weapons. Obinna stumbled back, his eyes wide with disbelief. Impossible! The drum cannot choose another. But it had. The mark on Amaka's arm blazed brighter, and suddenly, a matching mark flared upon Emeka's chest. The prophecy had been broken. The drum had not one bearer, but two. Amaka collapsed to her knees, clutching her glowing arm, while Emeka stood battered in firelight, the drumbeat resonating through his very soul. Obinna's face twisted in rage. No, this is mine. Mine alone. He charged forward, but before his blade could fall, the earth itself shook violently. From the ground burst forth the ghostly image of an ancient warlord, his body made of smoke and flame, his eyes burning like coals. Spirit of the drum, the time has come. Blood will decide. The land will drink, and the ancestors will feast. The forest erupted in chaos as the spirit struck, shattering warriors like leaves in the wind. Obinna screamed in fury. Emeka stood frozen in awe, and so the echoes of the ancestral drum bind three fates together: love, power, and sacrifice. But in the end, only one truth shall remain: the drum always takes its dues. The spirit of the drum towered above the forest, its shadow stretching across the land. Its booming voice shook the very trees. Spirit of the drum, blood binds you, love betrays you. Who among you is worthy to carry the echoes of the ancestors? Obinna, his face twisted with rage, raised his machete and charged forward. I am the chosen one. The power is mine, but the spirit struck him down with a wave of fire. He fell, written in pain, the mark on his arm burning like molten iron. His scream echoed into the night. Amaka, her body trembling, crawled to Emeka's side. The mark on her arm glowed brighter, pulsing with the rhythm of the drum. But now, it pulsed in harmony with Emeka's chest. The spirit turned his fairy gaze on them both. Spirit of the drum, two hearts bound by love, yet love defies the path laid before you. Shall I destroy you, or shall you stand as one? Emeka, though battered and bleeding, rose to his feet, pulling Amaka up with him. We will not be destroyed. If the ancestors demand blood, then take mine. But let her live. Let our people live. Amaka's tears fell, her voice breaking. No, Emeka, if there must be sacrifice, let it be me. I am the daughter of Okafor. The curse runs in my veins. Spare him. The spirit roared, and drumbeat intensifying, shaking the ground. But then something happened that none expected. Chief Okafor stumbled into the clearing, his face pale, his staff clutched tightly. He had followed them, guilt heavy on his shoulders. Chief Okafor falling to his knees. Enough! Let it end with me. I saw this cause long ago when I chose power over peace. It was my greed, my pride that awakened the wrath of the ancestors. Do not punish my daughter or this innocent boy. Punish me. The spirit paused, the drumbeat slowing. For the first time, silence fell across the forest. The ancestral voice rumbled low, like thunder before rain. Spirit of the drum, the sins of the father, the chains of the child, but only truth can break the echoes. The spirit's fairy eyes feast on Okafor, then on Emeka and Amaka. Slowly, the drumbeat softened into a steady rhythm, like a heartbeat, not of war, but of peace. The marks on Amaka and Emeka began to fade, leaving only faint scars. Obinna, broken and defeated, crawled away into the shadows, his screams swallowed by the night. The spirits turned once more to the three who remained. Spirit of the drum. The drum is not a curse, it is a mirror. It beats with the choices of men. When greed commands it, it brings war. When love commands it, it brings peace. Choose wisely, for the echoes lives forever. With that, the spirit dissolved into the night sky, the ancestral drum fading into silence. The forest grew calm once more. Months later, peace returned to Umede. The village no longer lived under the shadow of the drum. Chief Okafor, humbled and broken, stepped down as leader, giving room for a council guided by wisdom, not power. Emeka and Amaka, though scarred by their journey, remained together, not as fugitives, but as symbols of a love strong enough to face the ancestors. The ancestral drum never beat again, but its echoes lived in the heart of those who remembered. In the land of the Igbo, it is said that power without truth is a curse, and love without sacrifice is fragile. The echoes of the ancestral drum reminds us that the choices we make today do not end with us. They ripple into the lives of our children and their children after them. The drum does not lie. It beats with the rhythm of our hearts. And when the heart is true, even the ancestors will bow. Greed and betrayal bring curses that last generations. But love, sacrifice, and truth have the power to heal even the deepest wounds.